Hey guys, Gamers Phoenix here, back at it. Welcome, welcome. Your club's first book, Senate Awakening, is available. Amazon paperback, $20. Kindle Unlimited, $3.99 minus $4.99. Kindle Digital, only $10. Make sure you give it a rating and review. Shout you out like these lovely people down here. If you want to read the first 5 chapters free, it's available on Wattpad.com and ScribbleHub.com. If you want to support, consider subscribing on Twitch. So I have a Patreon. And donate. Donate in the chat. In case you want to do like a specific amount. So yeah. What up, Golden Jay? Welcome to the stream. So just before the stream, I was doing some editing with this world building document. So forgive the noise in the background. My landscaper is doing the grass. Yeah, let me address the title. Slept for 7. Is that? Wait, I can't tell this. Oh, what up, Chase? Welcome to the stream, bro. My landscaper has, it's a single guy, so he does a lot of work on his own. So I don't know. He kind of just calls me and then lets me know when he's gonna do the grass, which I'm fine with. I don't care whenever he does it. It doesn't bother me as long as I pay him on time. I'm good, but I have to stop payment for a while, so I just have to let them know when I'm afford to pay them again. So let's address the title. Slept for 17 and a half hours. Now my back hurts. Thought I could run out of greens. So, first part. Slept for 17 and a half hours. I went to bed at 1 a.m. and then got up at 6 a.m. to go to the bank, because that's like the best time to go. Like, my bank is near me, but that's like the best time because I have to cross like a major street, and I don't like figuring out when I'm supposed to go because the crosswalk sometimes doesn't work, and the cars, I don't want to be honked at. So it's the least amount of traffic at that time. Well, really, like 2 a.m. would probably be the best time, 3 a.m., but I'm not going to walk at night. So I went to the bank, came back in half an hour, and then went back to bed. I woke up periodically, and I just kept going back to sleep. I get up to use the bathroom, go back to sleep, and now I woke up at around 6:50 today, 6:50 p.m. I'm not, regardless of me having that much sleep, I am not feeling rested. I know there's such a thing as oversleep, but I super overslept, and I'm looking at. I don't think I've woken up feeling rested in years now. I can't remember the last time I did. I think the last time I remember was like in high school, and I took a 20-minute power nap, and I didn't know those worked. I woke up feeling energized, but other than that, I'm normally tired when I wake up. And then the other part, I thought I could run out of dreams. So I thought, with me waking up periodically and having so many damn dreams at one time, I thought I could just, I don't know why I wrote this when I woke up one of the times, but I thought I could just run out of dreams. Like, eventually I'd start having the same dreams over and over again. That wasn't the case. All the dreams were different. I can't remember which ones were connected, like where I didn't wake up in between. But I remember one, I was at like a party and there were like strawberry eclairs, but there weren't that many left. There was like a piece of one and then like a glazed donut, but it also had strawberry frosting on it. There was one where I was talking to somebody about superpowers, and it was like, I love to have conversations about the limitations and everything about superpowers, and I asked somebody who I was following around for some reason what their favorite superpower was, and they really specifically said Sub-Zero's ice clone. It's like, oh yeah, that's a cool one. Not even thinking like that's really specific, like that's a certain character's ability, but whatever. And then I was telling them like there's a difference between like fireproof, and then I couldn't find out the words, and they finished it for me saying fire resistance, and I was like yeah, so fireproof means they can't be touched, and then I corrected myself. They're not hurt or affected by fire, but fire resistance means they can like take the heat a little bit, but you know they're not necessarily gonna ward off the fire. There was another about like it's probably because I've been playing 2K a lot, but like it was a basketball game, and I don't know what was going on. I feel like it was a draft or something, but it was a game, and for some reason I thought it wasn't 2K because the setup was different, like the arena and everything, and the way the players looked, and they were sitting on the bench, and I was seeing everything before the actual game, and I never saw the actual game, but I thought it was like 2K Live because of that, or Live. I don't know what the other basketball competitor is, but 17 hours is the full hyperbolic time chamber. Was that a sun? No, it wasn't a sun. I don't remember the person's face, but it wasn't a sun. I could imagine it could have been a sun based on his fanaticism with Sub-Zero, but no, it wasn't a sun. It was somebody taller than me, so it definitely wasn't a sun. Then there was one with like this. I was sitting down with this black lady. She wasn't much older than me, but she started crying because for some reason she was sitting down behind me. We were like kind of like in theater seats, and I was sitting like this, but the screen was this way to my right, and like I said, she was sitting behind me. It's like we were in rows, but for some reason the thing was on our rights. And then for some reason when she like moved her legs back and forth across a certain line, the movie would switch. And then she started crying because she could see both movies. For some reason I knew that she wanted to see both movies, There was one movie about uh, animals or something. I saw like dogs playing and then whales under the ocean and all sorts of stuff like that. And then the other one was about black excellence. So she started crying because she could see both, and then I started crying with her. I was like, yeah, I feel you. I shared her tears, and I'm like, I don't understand what. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. There was also another one where I started. I've never stolen, but there was one where I was shoplifting like Sour Patch or something, or what I was imagining what it would be like to shoplift. It was like I was like in CVS or something. I was taking Sour Patch. These dreams are weird. I thought I would have a repeat dream somewhere. I've had dreams where I've woken up, or think I've woken up. I could have still been dreaming because I don't remember. But woken up and then gone back to sleep and continued that same dream. That's happened a few times. But yeah, a lot of dreams. I don't remember all of them, of course, but some of them were connected. Some of the ones I just told you about were connected. I don't remember how. You never realize how you get into a part of a dream. Like you never like know the beginning of the dream. But I think the one where I was talking about superpowers with that one person connected to the black lady that was crying about the two films she could watch, and she was switching back and forth. I don't know how. I don't know what any of these dreams mean. But I wanted to share since I slept for so long. So, speaking of dreams, let's get into some more of this goodness right here. I was editing the order. Some of the characters I was originally going to combine across the 3 series that I'm making this one series out of. I got rid of or actually made their own characters because I thought, these characters, they don't have that much in common. Like Kiahi and Zero and Soliton, they were all supposed to be the same character, but Zero and Soliton I'm combining because I never actually drew this character, Soliton, but they have the same powers, so I could just cut down on who Soliton was. I didn't develop them like anything besides past their actual abilities, which I ended up giving to Zero anyway. Kiahi, I'm gonna keep as his own separate character. I think he's a badass character enough that he can stay on his own. And he's gonna be that character that's like torn between 2 clans. He's gonna have both ice and fire powers. But his weapons are gonna be knuckle dusters. And they're gonna be able to enhance his manipulation and explosive output of both the fire and ice. That's gonna be like his special weapon that the blacksmiths make for him. Yo, what up, Young Nacho? I added your 500 words or less. I know you put out, I think you put out 2 recently. I added those to my watch later. I'm planning on watching those. But hope everything is well. I saw something about your game as well. I think, was it a delay? I saw on Instagram. I forgot. Hope all is well though. So I want to get the named characters. Oh wait, these 2 aren't virtue students. We're gonna put these 2 under professors, virtue students, and then we're just gonna have all the characters up here, and we're probably gonna be able to get rid of all of these. Like this whole list, I'm probably not gonna need. I just have it here because I had all of them named. Here's where I'm organizing them. It's towards the top of the document, like actually the top of the document. Other antagonists. Put Roka, Clutter. So this is going to be the villain group. We have 5 right now. So I took the villain group from it was supposed to be for the In the Wind series. I took the villain group from that. I might rename them to all be named after gods of death. I think that would be a really cool concept. But I also really like the names I have for them now. Some of these villains I might even, because I like the name so much, like Kokaido, I might have to just move them out of the villain group. There's still villains within the series, but they're not part of the main villain group. Kokaido, if for those of you that don't know, it comes from, I spelled it differently with the K's instead of C's, but it comes from Cocytus, which is one of the frozen links of hell, and you can imagine her abilities being ice. Yeah, we got some issues holding us back from putting out a trailer. Well, but other than that, I've been pretty good. I'm excited to play Ghost of Tsushima tonight when it drops. Oh, does that drop tonight? Oh, let me know how that is. I saw the it was like a 20-minute demo on what it would be about or what the world would look like and all that. There's a couple games I want that I just can't buy right now, but Last of Us Part 2 is one. I still gotta play Part 1, but The Last of Us Part 2 is one, and then I think I do want to play that because I'm really looking forward to playing as like the bad side of that guy, the ghost, the ninja. That looks cool. And my friend, well, I think you know Hassan's been playing it up a lot. Or like hyping it up a lot. That I want to play Last of Us 2, that Baldur's Gate 3 when that drops. People who have known me for a while, I'd say since like freshman year, because most of my friends now are from college, know that Baldur's Gate 3 is like an RPG, turn-based RPG. That's something back then you would never catch me playing because I had a lot of impatience, so I wanted like immediate gratification, so I was playing a lot of fast-paced games like Rocket League, which I still play. I just played last night, but I got pissed off and stopped playing it. Call of Duty, those types of, fast-paced, upbeat, up-tempo games where it's just like 5 seconds, you're in a match, you're good. But with slower story-paced, story/paced games, I normally wasn't caught playing unless it was something like Pokemon, and I wouldn't even count that because I was playing the same versions. I was playing Red and Blue over and over, and I was playing Leaf Green and Fire Red over and over. And I've been recently thinking about playing that over and over again. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to as well, because it just looks like a better version of Divinity 2, Original Sin, and I'm enjoying, like, I bought Divinity at the beginning of quarantine and it's definitely more fun with friends. Started playing that with friends, and now we just started a second campaign where I have like, originally I was a like battle mage where I had a sworded shield, but I also had pyrokinetics, so I was, I had both physical attacks and magic attacks. But now we're all going all physical for my campaign. Like, I'm running this version of the campaign where it's like chaotic nature, where I'm killing whoever I want to kill, essentially, in the story. And I'm a rogue for that thing, and I'm really enjoying the rogue because it does high damage, less health, but a lot of damage against enemies. So that Baldur's Gate 3 is another game I'm looking forward to. Well, Cyberpunk, obviously, but that's been delayed again. I think this is supposed to come out now, November. Oh, don't tell him about our kid. Oh, Chase. Oh, Chase. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I appreciate the resubscription. Chase, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Been subscribed for 2 months. Currently on a 2 month streak. Appreciate it. I got the sound. I don't think you guys saw it on the screen, but I see it. It's in the chat too, I think. But appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. I cannot tell, for some reason, wherever I am, I cannot tell how many subscribers I have on Twitch. So I have no idea whether we've already met the subscriber goal or not. But I'm gonna keep it at 8 for now. Let me see. I just see 77 followers. I have no idea about. No, these are the panels I edit. Schedule, videos, note, clips, chat. Yeah, I can't tell how many subscribers I'm actually at. Is there, I think there's a dashboard I can look at. So let's see where I can find that. I don't even know if on the dashboard it'll show me. I always forget how to get to the dashboard. I'm not the greatest with Twitch anything. Oh god, I don't know. Alright, whatever. But thank you. Appreciate the subscription. Using your Twitch Prime here. I know you only get one of those a month, but I appreciate you using that here. So, yeah, those are like the 3 games I'm looking forward to when I can afford to pay for them. Yeah, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't come out until next year. There's a demo I haven't watched later. That's like an hour long. One of the devs are playing it, but I'm looking forward to that. Let's get back to this other antagonist. I was just going down the list and organizing it. Like I said, I'm probably gonna get rid of this inside of this document because it'll just be a repeat of what we already have up here. Just organizing them, naming who needs to be named, and getting on with it. So we have Clutter, Wear Down the Fence, he doesn't have a name. Suck, I might just keep Suck's name as Suck. Neural, I think I'm gonna add to the main villain group, so we're gonna move him. There's probably gonna be around 12 of them from the main villain group. I know we only have 5 main characters. Kirahi, I think I'm only for like the main cast of characters. I think I'm gonna keep it to 4, which are these 4: Zero, Pharaoh. I might have to change one of their names. I like both of their names though. Zero, Pharaoh. The third one, because I combined them all into one because they're all pretty much the same character across all 3 series. Grace, so they're gonna be like a main 4 group. Like if I were to put, when they're in school, if I were to put them into, separate the characters into groups, kind of like how Naruto did, but with 1 extra character. If I were to put them all into groups, I would probably keep it to 4. With Kayahi being an exception, maybe he'd be like a new student at some point. Maybe he should join the main group. Actually, maybe I should make it 5 instead of 4. But I haven't even drawn him, and I really like his abilities. I don't know much about his. I gotta figure more about his character. But yeah. So we're gonna add Neural up here. Neural was supposed to be the main villain of the D&D campaign, where it was going to be the Disturbed D&D campaign, but since I'm combining Disturbed with 2 other series, I'm going to put him in the villain group. I think he would be a really good chaotic, evil type of villain. Plus he has telekinesis. If you were here for that stream, he was going to, the main players would be sitting in the classroom learning about virtue abilities and all that, kind of like how I still kept the virtue system. Be learning about their abilities, but it'd just be an exam, not a school process. And be sitting in class, they'd do their test, they'd pass the test, and then Neural would come in and kill literally everybody except the main 4, and he's looking at them And then if they want to say anything, I would have given them the option. If they wanted to say anything, they could, but right then and there, they'd immediately get killed for saying anything. And I'd give them the option. I'd be like, all right, you guys can say something, but I highly would suggest you don't say anything. And then if they don't say anything, he kind of just stares at them and then walks out. And then they got to figure out who the hell that guy was and why he just massacred an entire classroom with his mind. So he's going to be added to the main villain group. He's going to be under the kinetic class. I said before that kinetics are people who can manipulate. I added forces to this, so they can control and generate elements or forces. So he's going to be a telekinetic, obviously. So yeah. What about Cyberpunk? Yeah. If it ever comes out, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Cyberpunk. It's just not in the immediate future right now because it keeps getting delayed. I mean, I'm not mad at it. The more time they have to work on it, the more I'm for it. You know? But oh man, it'll be actually, I heard this joke, it'll be actually 2077 by the time that game comes out, and we'll be living in a cyberpunk world by then. So we won't even want the game. It'll just be a real life simulator by that point. Who else? Okay, so we move Neural up on the list. He's under the million. I don't have to keep the gods of death names. Actually, the gods of death could be the blacksmiths' names. That could be something. Let's see. All named after gods of death. Because I like the individuality the villains have with their names. Because their names, all the names across the series are supposed to represent something about what they do. Don't ask me how the parents, maybe the parents, like when a virtue user is born, maybe the parents take them to like a blacksmith, and since the blacksmiths are all knowing, all powerful beings, they are like, oh, this kid has this sort of power. And then the parents come up with a name from that power in order to, you know, maybe, I'm not going to get into that in the series, but I'm just thinking as far as why they're named what they're named. Because Pharaoh's name comes from Pharaohkinesis, which means to manipulate metal. And, you know, they kind of just named him Metal. But it also sounds like Pharaoh, like Pharaoh of Egypt. But because they both Pharaoh and Ciro's name end in O, that might get confusing to some people. I know they do not really sound similar besides the Ro end of their name, but you never know. Like I said, I really like both names. Pharaoh is going to be a rival to Ciro. Ciro's going to be, you know, that upbeat, happy-go-lucky, positive friendship type of dude, and Pharaoh's a complete freaking opposite. Always has his hands in his pockets and has some sort of metal around him or on him, moving around him. So that'll be really kind of cool. I'm already liking Pharaoh and Kei more than the main character. I think before, when I was younger, I would always favor the main character above everybody else. But as I got older, I shied away from that. I don't think it's because the main character is the main... that might be it. I think it's because the main character is the main character, and I just find all the other characters so much more interesting. And it kind of sucks because I want Lux to be like, for the Descendant series, I want Lux to be my favorite character, you know, because really he's just closest to me in personality and almost everything besides his actual superpower. But he's not. And he's still an interesting character. He has hella flaws, but like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I was trying to think, like, if I gave him all these dope ass powers and just didn't make him the main character, would I favor him above everybody else still? Or would I favor him above everybody else? Like, say Seismic was the main character instead of Lux. Would I favor Lux because he wasn't the main character? I'm not entirely sure, because I can't really see Lux as not the main character because he was created to be the main character. He was created to take the reader through the new world of Descended, going from a somewhat normal world where aliens exist to a world of superheroes, and you see that as soon as what happens in the story. It's been 3 months. I might just have to start spoiling. I gotta think about that, but as soon as what happens in the story, you just see the world change literally immediately. And I'm wondering, if he wasn't the main character, would I favor him? Like I said, Zero was like my favorite of this cast before I added Pharaoh and Keahi just now to the cast. That's because I think I just related to Zero the most. Plus, his personality was a little different in the Disturbed series, but since I'm rewriting that, I'm making his personality something else, and I'm kind of giving what his personality was to more of Pharaoh or Keahi. Pharaoh, like I said, is kind of just the edgy rival, and then Keahi is I think he's going to have more of what Zero's old personality was. Yeah. I was going to combine Keahi and Zero into one character. That might make me favor him, but I still might like Pharaoh over them. I was going to give him Shockwave Generation, Fire, and Ice Manipulation as well, but that would come across too many different. I think that would come across too many different. What's the word? Classes, virtue classes. Welcome to the stream, Daddy. Glad you could make it. So. Move Norl up. As bodyguard. Roku could be part of the main villain group. If I run out of people, I'll definitely probably add her. I think her abilities are really cool. I'm not gonna say she's an interesting character because I don't have much on her character just yet. But who else? Oh, okay. Oops. Well, that's what I was doing with the dashes. I was looking for their I was adding their weapons. I'm gonna add their weapons just as part of their description up top. It'll just save more space. This line, get the document smaller and more concise. Syl and Amar, they were both non-superpowered non-virtue using cops. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them because they were more important because it was supposed to show like the lawlessness and corruptedness of the dystopia, which is what the Disturbed series was. But like I said, since that's being fused with 2 other series, they might not be important at all. Maybe delete. Let's copy this. Some dude is gonna have living armor. Incorpo! You can't ever forget Incorpo. Villain, cage fighter, weapon. Oh, I never gave Roka an actual ability, so we should have weapon and then. Oh wait, no, I remember. I was gonna give her class So I gave Zeta's abilities to Roka. Class Kinetic. Air. No, it's Aerokinesis. I want to keep these lines to 1, so I gotta find a way to minimize this. There we go. If I put a period, it gets okay. Weapon, none. Class, kinetic, and then I think it was Melanokinesis. Okay, so we can move Incorpo up under clutter in this list. I'm using, like I said, this list is bound to be deleted. I'm just using it as like a tracker, sort of, to keep track of who's where. On the detailed list. Okay, who else is named Pytal? He will be down here. Villain. I'm gonna put occupation. Parentheses. I didn't give him an occupation. Weapon. Momentum bat. Class. Momentum bat. Class. I didn't give him a class. I didn't give him any actual abilities outside of his weapon, because he was supposed to be in the controller class, but like I said, I gave the controller class to really everybody. So he's going to need an actual ability. Class name. So we'll move Pytal up. And I was also in this document, or wherever I copied this list from, I was keeping track of where they showed up in the D&D story. So you see U, which stood for used, and then the chapter right next to it. Then here's where I started getting ridiculous with names. So we could skip over most of this stuff for now, because they're not going to be, and I'm going to give them actual legit names instead of stuff like It's a Vibe for the guy who does vibration emission. Hi, I'm actually going to keep as his name, because I think that means speed, I believe. Roll up. This guy Volcon. I have a character named Volcon, and he's in the first book. I'm not going to tell you what he does, but soon, I'd say maybe at the end of this month, I'm going to start talking spoilers for the first book, because by then it'll have been 4 months. What sucks is nobody I know, to my knowledge, has actually read and finished the book, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So there was another lava manipulator, and he was supposed to be for the specialist series, but I'm gonna give lava manipulation to this guy as well. I'm on chapter 3, no spoilers. Yeah, no worries, just so I'm gonna actually just get rid of Volcon. I don't know what I want this guy to be. He's probably gonna be a part of the students, Actually, all of these people down here are going to be a part of the students. I'm probably going to give them different names. And I already had weapons and stuff in mind. Some of the weapons were just not creative. So I'd either have to get rid of the weapon or just wait until I come up with something creative for their weapons. Because before, remember, for the Specialist series, each team was supposed to be a team of 3. They each have a leader. And they were all named after like natural disasters. So you'd have like Team Vortex, Team Tsunami, Team Eruption, stuff like that. So you had the leader, and then you had the swordsman, who would be like kind of an assist to what the leader could do, and then the wild card, who pretty much did whatever. So probably I might end up renaming some of these students. Fadica I might keep as her actual name. So we're gonna. Rupture wasn't like that important. I think Fadica, she was supposed to be part of like the main 3 main characters. There was Zeta, Rai, and Fadica. And since I combined Zeta with one of the main female characters, I put Rai down here. Rai was gonna be combined with Pharaoh, the rival. But I think Rai could be interesting enough to be his own character. Plus, the picture is really cool. What I drew, and I don't want that to go to waste. He had a couple name changes. His name was Arc, A-R-C, and then it was Axis, and now it's Rai for right now. I might go back to Axis because I thought I was using Axis somewhere else, but I don't remember where I'm using that. Here. Yeah, I don't want this picture to go to waste. I think it's one of the best ones I've made so far. As far as like making the lightning look really cool, like it's not really a glowing effect, but it's, for me with Sharpie, it's kind of difficult to do a glowing effect, but I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I don't want him to go to waste. I think he could end up being a part of the main cast as well. He's just, look at him. So we got Rai, Clad. He was supposed to be part of the main cast for Disturbed Delinquents. But Fadica here. Oh, I spelled her name wrong. And I think, I remember looking it up, I believe the prefix, or the word aphotic means something to do with shadows, and I believe I was going to give her shadow manipulation. And I think that would fall under kinetics as well. There's going to be a lot of kinetics in this series. Mainly because that's one of the easiest abilities to give somebody. I have a whole list of abilities right here that I can look from, but I already have a whole list already, like class manipulation and justice manipulation. There's some really weird stuff on there, but so I'm gonna put Aphotica as part of the Virtue Students list. Clad, Rai, Gravel. He was supposed to be the Earth Team leader. Limno, they were Water. I remember Debris, I think they were also Earth. One of them is not what I thought they were. One was Earthquake and one was Sandstorm. I want to say, I don't exactly remember. There's Rupture. Oh, he's here twice. Cryo or Crya. I don't want. I gotta give her a different ice name, ice related name, because I have Cryo Man and I'm kind of sick of using the Cryo prefix over and over again. Uh, Kindle. Guess what she is? Crosswind. Some of these names don't sound like actual names, like Crosswind. That's an actual thing. So I'm gonna have to change his name to sound something along the lines of both what he represents, like what his abilities are, and like a name, an actual name, something that sounds like it could be an actual name, like Limno. I know it's, I believe that's a prefix for something to do with water, but that could be, you know, you could see that as a ridiculous kind of sounding name, like Mend. That's an example. Pharaoh, which I said before, is Pharaohkinesis is what he does, so his name is kind of just Pharaoh. Neural, all of these names, you know, that's their actual names, but because, like I said, they're probably like brought to their parents. The parents are brought to like the blacksmiths, and they name the babies something to do with what the babies do. So Crosswind, put name change. Kindle, Debris. I like Debris as a name. Gravel, that might need a name change. Vodka is fine. Clad, Ride, look fine. Who else? Polera. Her name is fine. It was also something to do with ice. Frigid, that was something to do with ice. Frigid kind of sounds like Bridget. Arcos, I'm fine with that name. Phoenix, fine with that name. The character actually has nothing to do with me as far as personality, looks, anything. Era, she was supposed to have air manipulation. Actually, I can actually get rid of her because Roka has air manipulation, aerokinesis. There can be more than one character, but I don't want two people of the main cast to have the same ability. So if one of the main villains has that ability, I don't want one of the good people to also have that ability. Let there be, you know, some difference. So I'm gonna put Roka, Zetas, and this is just for me for right now. Abilities. Era. Get rid of her. Then we need some professors, like teachers who are teaching these students. So we got the happy one, really cheery happy one, like an All Might or a guy as far as personality. You got a really dull professor who's pretty much done with life, like Kakashi or Aizawa. We had swordsman. So none of these people had names. Actually, we can start getting rid of people from this list. I don't know why I kept them. If we're trying to get rid of the list, we can just get rid of people that haven't been named or used yet. Let's get rid of these. I didn't get rid of Rupture yet. I'm about to because I wanted to. Oh, I didn't even add them to the list. I'm gonna put them up here above Gravel. So what was the thing? Student. I'm not gonna put whether they're heroes or villain. Well, I could put hero student or villain student. Because maybe not all the students are gonna be, you know, there with the best intentions. They were forced into school, but they never intended to be a good person. That could be a thing. So I don't know what I want Rupture to be, so I'm gonna put hero / villain student. Hero / villain, then student, which is the occupation, and then weapon, and then class name, weapon, class. He was a kinetic. I think there's a word for lava manipulation. Class kinetic, and then the ability back here. think it was geothermal kinesis. I know that's magma, but that's kind of along the lines. And a sickle named Cure. But there might be something more creative I could come up with for somebody who manipulates lava and magma. Which I probably will. I'm probably going to give the basic weapons to like low-level villains. Like one-off villains or something. So, leader of Team Eruption. See, they had, team names and all that. So, we'll get rid of him from that list. And then the rest really haven't been named. There's Exabyte. I'm gonna just get rid of that. That was supposed to be like, for the Disturbed Delinquents world, that was supposed to be like a robot character. And because there's not gonna be robots in this series, I don't need them there. So, there's more people that I'm going to need to add to these lists, but I'm gonna focus on what I have right now. So for these, you see how for these, the bullets are not spread apart like the main characters. I'm probably going to add bios and stuff in this document for the main characters. I can start off with the occupations and stuff like this for the main characters, but then I'll also add a bio. I gotta think more about the world and where these characters could come from, though. Actually, we just get rid of this. I don't need that there. Plus, I'd rather it all be on one line. It looks so much better like that. Copy this. Put this for Zero, Pharaoh, Zeta. Same for these people. Villains. I haven't completely finished the main villain group, so it's fine. It's fine. So we're going to change this to hero, student, weapon. I don't think I had a weapon in mind for Zero yet. Actually, I don't even have to put the word weapon there, because we could just assume that's their weapon, Light Shield hat. Class, don't need that there either. And it says kinetic, I know what that means. Kinetic aerokinesis. Okay. So we'll put weapon brackets here like that, and then he is not a kinetic. Wow, shocker, I know. He is I believe he's a touch mutator. So all he has to be doing is touching air in order to create shockwaves. That's what he falls under. Touch mutator. All touch mutators have to be touching something in order to activate their ability. That's what touch mutator is. They change one thing into something else. We're users that can change other things into other things. So you can change air into shockwaves. So touch mutators, shockwave generation. And actually, we'll just copy this for, I don't know why I didn't wait. We're going to copy this for the rest of the students. gonna be hero students, pretty much. Pharaoh's gonna be more of an anti-hero student. Anti-hero student. Weapon. I didn't give him a weapon. What would be an interesting weapon for a metal manipulator? I mean, all the weapons I have on the list have metal in them, so that might be interesting. Show how strong this kid is. But would be strong enough? I gotta think about that. And what would also fit his style? He's more like, if he doesn't feel like fighting is necessary, he's gonna fight from range, like from a distance away. But if he needs to get close and down and dirty and is like, okay, I need to take this opponent seriously, you might need a weapon for that. Mask, watches, amulets, knuckles, that's gonna be Yahi's weapon. Actually, let's put Yahi. Metal manipulation. I mean, he has his quarters, but there's nothing special about them. Like his coins he keeps around him, there's nothing special about them. Maybe there should be. As a kinetic, he can both generate and control metal, which is really weird to think about, I know, but all kinetics can generate what they control. So you can create shields and stuff. It's going to cost a lot. It obviously costs more virtue to create their element that they control rather than just being able to control the element. So for example, crafting water takes a lot more virtue than having a water bottle and manipulating the water you keep around in that bottle. See what I mean? So his quarters might have, there might be something special with his quarters that I can make them do. I haven't thought about anything specific yet, but I think that's a really creative and weird enough weapon for the main cast of characters. He could also have two, like he could also always keep the coin on him, and if the coins aren't strong enough to kill whoever he's facing, he can have some sort of weapon that were made by the blacksmiths in order for that to I got to think. Maybe chains. Chains are always cool. Maybe chains. I like chains. So maybe there's got to be something special with the chains, man. I don't think I have any of the other heroes deal with chains. Name. I don't have a name for them yet. So he is of the kinetic class. And then Pharaoh. Kinesis. Hero, student. I don't have a weapon in mind. I don't even know what class they're going to be yet. Or Grace. I'll put weapon twice. Oops. There you go. Okay. So we already know his abilities. So he's a kinetic. I wanted to make it to where and I could still make this for the main 4 students. I wanted to make it to where each of them fell under a different category, different class. Pyrokinesis. Cryokinesis. Weapon. Knuckle dusters. Oh, and each of their weapons have names. I can't come up with a name right now. And then we'll go into detail. We'll have like a bullet point under each to go into detail about each character. To make it look a little more clean. I don't want there to be giant paragraphs. That's originally what they were going to be, but weapon name increases the output and force of his kinetic abilities. There's more I can add, but makes sense. Okay, good. Good. It's 9. We're getting the stream. Let's see what I have. Yeah, I got more work to do. I got more stuff to focus on. Moving along, the document is looking a little bit cleaner. I'm probably going to get rid of weapons on here that I've already used. Like the knuckles, we don't really need because Yahi uses knuckles, so we'll get rid of that. I want the weapons, like I said, and abilities and stuff to be unique. I know I'm almost 100% sure I'm going to keep Pharaoh with chains because meta manipulation. But the chains have to be able to do something special. So get rid of that off that list. Both of these lists are to keep track of what hasn't been done yet, or what hasn't been given to somebody or assigned to somebody yet. Katana, Rai has a katana. Actually, I will add that to his thing right now before I leave, so I can get rid of that. There's some more here, like short sword, and Ifadika has some stuff. But I want to do Rise before we go, so I can get rid of that at the top. Just copy this. Here. And the non-main cast is not going to have the bullet points under them that go into more depth about who the character is. At least not for this document. I might create a separate document for that. Probably going to have to if I want to know who these characters are. But bare minimum for this document, pretty much. So weapon, katana, names, and I know I can. It was called Dimension Splitter before, because that was supposed to be like a cute connection between Descended and the Specialist series. Like, oh, how did he get Dimension Splitter? Maybe Anti, who was from the Descended series, gave him that and was like, here, kid, take this sword that can split dimensions. But I'm gonna give it a different name. Student, hero, katana, name. I don't have a name. He is of the kinetic class. He has lightning, obviously, electrokinesis. Okay, so we can get rid of Rai off the sold list. There's more weapons to look at, more abilities, more everything to look at. I'm gonna do some more off stream, but yeah. Let's shout out people in chat. Henry J. Chase, of course, Young Nacho, moms and dads was in the chat as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Shouts out to Chase once again for the Prime subscription. anybody watching probably already knows the plugs, but I do them for whoever might be watching, whoever else might be watching. So in case you didn't know, Sundered Awakening, my first book, paperback, is available on Amazon for paperback is $20, Kindle Unlimited free 99 minus 99, Kindle Digital is $10. Make sure you give it a rating and review. It really gets the word out, or shows other people that the book is worth buying and reading. So if you give it a rating and review, I shout you out. These lovely people down here. The first 5 chapters free. It's available on Wattpad and ScribbleHub.com. And consider subscribing on Twitch if you want to show some sort of monetary support. If you're watching on YouTube, which I have to catch up on, but if you're watching on YouTube, subscribing's free, so show you boys some support there. And I have Patreon, and there's a donate link in the chat now for if you want to make anything personal or just send a message like, hey, keep doing something like that. That's always appreciated as well. Buy this book. Buy his book. I appreciate it, Chase. Yes, please buy the book. The book is, I swear it's fantastic. I know it's fantastic. Everybody else just needs to see it's fantastic as well. And there's more to come. You can see how good I am at writing through the streams as well. So if you're like, hey, this guy has some pretty good ideas with these series and whatnot, I promise you the book shows my skills as far as being able to tell a story or multiple stories. So yeah, if you buy it, do not only buy it and just put it on your bookshelf, because most of the people that bought the book did that. It makes me think, why spend the money? Make sure you get your money's worth and read the book. Thank you guys so much for watching. I haven't played Batman or Outlast 2 since, but in the future we'll get back to it. I promise. I know we're supposed to get back to it recently, but things have been going on in my personal life I'm not going to share here, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this is JBS Felix once again.